Okay, hello, it's Joe here for Joyrider TV. We're still on board the Hobie 16. No trapeze, single-handed. The wind is probably, I don't know, 22 to 25 knots. So it's pretty breezy, and we're gonna see how fast this Hobie 16 will go. No trapeze, single-handed in this amount of wind. I'm hoping for 20 knots. I'm hoping not for a horrible pitch pole. All right, so I've got quite a lot of jib off. We don't want the jib to pull us down. Getting to the back of the boat. 1 foot under the tow strap, I think. All right, gonna let the traveller all the way out. All right, and I think it's time to go. Gonna get right to the back. On the back beam there. Oh my gosh, this could be a little bit sketchy. Gonna let a bit more jib off. Okay, so I'm coming off the wind here a bit. Okay, just need to keep an eye out for the gusts. There's a good one coming here. Getting as far back as possible. Even going to put my foot on the hull behind the cross beam there, just to try and get the weight a bit further back. Coming up when I'm feeling brave enough. Whoa, whoa, the bow's dipped there like a rabbit's nose, twitching through the bins. What have we got so far? 18.4, no trapeze. Okay, there's a juicy gust coming here. I'm a little, whoa, here we go. Oh my goodness, this is a terrible idea, but it's got to be done. I think it's what Joyrider TV needs to see. Gonna let off the jib a bit more, as far as I can reach. Okay, here we go. I'm really craning out the back, trying to keep the weight back as much as possible. That is the great thing with the trapeze, you can get further back. All right, 18.4 top speed. All right, we're gonna go for a jibe. So I'm bringing the traveller in to get the boom to go across a bit quicker. Going into the jibe with just a little bit of confidence. Oh, of course, gonna pull the jib across after the jibe to avoid the jib wrap. If you haven't seen the jib wrap video, it is worthwhile taking a look at that. Let the traveller out again, get to the back of the boat, and here we go. Oh, she feels a little bit looser here, which is nice. Yeah, not quite in the region that I was looking for, at 20 knots. All right, I'm just going to take her up there, and we'll have one more pop at the speed. Right, bring the jib in a bit. Might swivel the swivel cam. Hello, swivel cam on the boom. Yeah, no trapeze at all. Getting forwards on the upwind, keep the front of the boat down in this wind strength. Got the traveller all the way out on the main sheet. And you may think, hold on, but why aren't you hiking using the tow straps? I don't trust the tow straps. They're just stitched to the trampoline. If they were actually tied, like on a boat where they're tied on, just like that, then I'd consider using the tow straps. But the stitching, I just don't trust. That stitching could fail at any moment, and a single-handed man overboard is not a good look, because you could lose the boat, and it'd be quite easy to be lost out here in the vast abyss of the Mediterranean Sea, or at least the Ionian, or this little bit of the Ionian. Okay, so I'm just kind of feathering it upwind. I've got the jib quite clearly flapping, which is kind of giving us the amount of power that I want. Let's try pulling it in a little bit. Yeah, I think we're still looking all right, reasonably safe there for power. So I think the top speed so far was something like 18.5 knots. But we want more, we're hungry for more. Doing 7 knots there upwind. Yeah, so if you haven't seen it yet, do check out the previous video on the techniques of sailing the 16 single-handed with no trapeze, but those techniques can also be applied if you're sailing double-handed, and it just shows that you don't have to be sailing flat out like very fast. You don't have to sail very fast. You can sail slowly, like perhaps you've gone out sailing, the wind's got up more than you're happy with, then you can get back in without having to go ridiculously fast, which could be quite intimidating, especially if you're less experienced. Alright, so I'm just going to get upwind a bit more, and then we're going to go for one more send to see if we can hit that elusive 20 knots. I'm not so sure that we can, but we will try. Oh yes, we will try. In case you didn't know, coming to you from Wild Wind in Vasiliki on the island of Lefkas in Greece. It's mid-afternoon. Woohoo! Bit of a puff there. Mid-afternoon. It's probably something like 25 knots of wind. And before you say, oh Don, that's not 25 knots of wind, there's no waves, that is the beauty of this venue, is even when it's windy, the sea stays flat. Makes it an excellent place for trying out doing fairly pointless things like how fast can you go with no trapeze. With a trapeze harness on, you go a lot faster, as long as you use it, of course. Just putting it on isn't enough. You have got to actually go out on the trapeze. Alright, so I think it's almost time to have a look. Let's just check, make sure there's nothing down there. It's going to cause us anything. It's going to cause us anything. I'm going to let that jib traveller off to get a bit more sheet. Going to get to the back of the boat, ready. Going to put one foot on the hull behind the back beam there, to just under the banner of trying to get a little bit further back. Going to let the jib off a bit more, there we go. Just having another look, and off we go down the mine shaft. Going to give it the full crank. Here we go. The full crank? Really? Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Okay, a bit of a hole and then a gust coming up. Let's see what that gust's got for us. Whoa! Oh, that feels a bit quicker. I'm going to come up again pretty shortly. It's going to run out of space. No, still not in the right region. 17.8, no trapeze, single-handed. So now I've got to go back upwind to get back in. So, okay, so while we're going upwind here, let's have a look at the stats. Top speed 18.4. So quite a way off that 20 knots that we were looking for. And I think with the boat in this mode, I just can't see how we're going to get it to go any faster. Answers on a postcard how to get it to go a bit faster. Here's Jacobo coming out on the Pacific. You might have seen him yesterday on the Tornado. Oh yeah. All right, just gonna have to put in a couple of tacks here to get in. So for the tack, I'm gonna bring the Traveller in a bit more. Okay, are we ready for the tack? In fact, it would probably make it in on this tack. Yeah, we've got somebody waving, but I think I'm going to go for a pair of tacks anyway, just because it's good to do that sort of thing. Here we go. All right, so in we go. So we're just going to go up a little bit on this side and then put in another tack, and then there we are. Right, let's just check where we're going to tack. Okay, we'll go a little bit further. Okay, so maximum main sheet to go into the tack. Yeah, that looks like a good spot. And in we go. Jib's going to pull us around pretty quickly. But it would also pull us over pretty quickly if we do not have our wits about us. Go let the downhaul off there as well, just so that when we sheet out, once we get into the moorings, the boat won't have any power, it will just be quite relaxed. So here we go, coming in maybe a little bit hot. There's Demos. You can see the white of Demos's eyes. Yeah, he's okay. We're just going to come up onto this one. So I've overshot the buoy there a bit so that I can get it, and there we are, docked. So thanks very much for coming along, making me feel slightly less lonely. Single-handed, no trapeze, whatever next. So yeah, we'll be back soon with more on Joyrider TV. So I hope that was at least mildly entertaining, even if we didn't hit the big speeds that we were looking for, but maybe next time. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, and thank you.